You've probably heard about Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard or Taylor Swift fighting for her masters. But what if I told you some of the most expensive, jaw-dropping celebrity lawsuits happened behind the scenes and barely made the headlines? From secret betrayals to insane contract disputes, today we're diving into the most expensive celebrity lawsuits that almost nobody talks about. These cases involve millions of dollars, courtroom drama, and some shocking twists that flew under the radar. So get ready, because you're about to find out just how messy, costly, and wild Hollywood legal battles can really get. 10th, Sylvester Stallone versus Warner Brothers. The Demolition Man, royalties. Battle Sylvester Stallone is no stranger to fights, on screen or off. But in 2014, he found himself in a legal brawl with Warner Brothers, the studio behind his 1993 sci-fi film Demolition Man. Despite the movie earning over $58 million at the box office and reportedly pulling in millions more from home video and syndication, Stallone claimed he was paid just $125,000 over more than 20 years. That didn't sit right with the Hollywood icon. He sued the studio, accusing them of deliberately hiding profits he was contractually owed. The lawsuit alleged that Warner Brothers engaged in self-dealing, basically shifting money around within the company to avoid paying Stallone his rightful share of the film's back-end profits. The case never went to trial. Instead, Warner Brothers settled in 2015 for an undisclosed amount. While the final number was kept under wraps, insiders estimate Stallone walked away with several $million. This lawsuit served as a reminder that even big stars have to fight for every dollar in Hollywood's tangled profit web. 9. Billy Joel versus his manager. A $90 million betrayal. Billy Joel is one of the best-selling music artists of all time. But in 1989, he learned that fame doesn't always protect you from betrayal. That year, Joel filed a $90 million lawsuit against his former manager and ex-brother-in-law, Frank Weber. Joel claimed that Weber had misused his power and access, secretly funneling away millions of dollars from the musician's fortune. Even worse, Weber allegedly took out unauthorized loans in Joel's name and lost massive amounts in risky, undisclosed investments. What made this betrayal even more painful was the personal connection. Joel had trusted Weber not just as a business partner, but as family. The lawsuit accused Weber of fraud, breach of contract, and fiduciary misconduct. While the exact amount Joel recovered from the case was never made public, reports suggest it wasn't close to the full $90 million he lost. The scandal was a major wake-up call in the industry and a harsh lesson for artists about keeping a close eye on the people managing their money. 8. Kim Basinger versus Mainline Pictures, a script that cost millions. In 1993, actress Kim Basinger backed out of the film Boxing Helena, a controversial thriller she had verbally agreed to star in. The producers sued her for breach of contract, and the court sided with them. The damages? A staggering $8.9 million. Basinger eventually filed for bankruptcy after the verdict. Later, she settled the lawsuit for a reduced amount, around $3.8 million. But the case set a major precedent in Hollywood about how binding verbal agreements can be. 7. Hulk Hogan versus Gawker. A $140 million shockwave. This one was so huge it bankrupted an entire media company. In 2016, wrestling icon Hulk Hogan sued Gawker Media for releasing a private tape without his consent. Hogan argued it was a gross invasion of privacy, and the jury agreed. He was awarded a jaw-dropping $140 million in damages, $55 million for economic harm, $60 million for emotional distress, and $25 million in punitive damages. The lawsuit not only destroyed Gawker financially, it also sparked national conversations about privacy, freedom of the press, and the power of wealthy backers in legal battles. Fun fact, tech billionaire Peter Thiel secretly funded Hogan's case. 6. David Beckham versus In Touch magazine, a fight for reputation. In 2010, In Touch magazine ran a story alleging that soccer star David Beckham had cheated on his wife with a prostitute. Beckham was furious and sued the tabloid's publisher for $25 million in damages. Here's the twist. the judge dismissed the case, ruling that Beckham couldn't prove the magazine acted with malice, which is required for public figures in U.S. defamation cases. While he didn't win the money, the lawsuit showed just how high the stakes are for celebrities when it comes to protecting their image, and how tough it is to win in U.S. courts, even with millions on the line. 5. Lisa Kudrow versus her ex-manager. Friends. Money fallout. Lisa Kudrow, aka Phoebe from Friends, found herself in a long and bitter legal fight with her former manager, Scott Howard. After the show ended, Howard sued Kudrow in 2008, claiming he was owed residuals from her lucrative syndication deals. Kudrow argued that their handshake deal ended when she fired him, but Howard said their agreement entitled him to 5% of earnings even after termination. In 2014, the jury sided with Howard and awarded him $1.6 million. While not the highest number on this list, it's a fascinating look at how informal Hollywood deals can come back to bite. 4. Mariah Carey versus James Packer. The breakup payout. Mariah Carey's brief engagement to billionaire James Packer didn't just end with heartbreak. It ended with a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. After their 2016 split, Carey demanded a settlement for the inconvenience of uprooting her life for Packer. She also claimed emotional distress. The result? Packer reportedly paid her between $5 and $10 million. Plus, she kept the $10 million engagement ring. That's one expensive breakup, and possibly the only time someone got paid millions without even walking down the aisle. 3. 50 Cent versus Sleek Audio, from headphones to bankruptcy. In 2014, rapper 50 Cent was ordered to pay $16 million to Sleek Audio, a company he partnered with to launch his own headphone line. The deal fell apart, and Sleek sued him for stealing trade secrets and breaching confidentiality agreements. 50 Cent lost the case and later filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in 2015 to reorganize his debts. What makes this case so wild is that it wasn't about music, but headphones. And it shows how even the most unexpected business ventures can become million-dollar disasters. 2nd, Elton John, his business team. Lavish spending gone wrong. In 2000, Elton John sued his former accountants and managers for £20 million, around $30 million, after he claimed they mishandled his finances. He accused them of negligence and overspending on his behalf. But during the trial, it was revealed that John had spent £293,000 on flowers in less than 2 years. The judge ultimately ruled against him, and the case became infamous, not just for the money involved, but for the surreal glimpse into a pop star's lavish lifestyle. Imagine losing a multi-million-dollar case and becoming a meme for floral spending. 1. Michael Jackson's estate versus IRS, a $700 million showdown after Michael Jackson passed away in 2009. The IRS valued his name and likeness at $434 million. His estate claimed it was worth just $2,105. Yes, you read that right. The massive discrepancy led to a lawsuit that dragged on for years. The IRS eventually adjusted its claim and settled the case in 2021. A U.S. tax court judge ruled that Jackson's name and likeness were worth $4.1 million at the time of his death, not $434 million. This one might not have been in the tabloids every day, but it's one of the most expensive legal fights involving a celebrity's legacy ever recorded, and it shaped how estates are valued for tax purposes. So the next time you think a celebrity's biggest problems are just red carpets and paparazzi, think again. Behind the glam is a world of lawsuits, betrayals, and courtroom chaos. And some of the biggest financial blows come from places you'd never expect. If you enjoyed uncovering these high-stakes stories, make sure to hit that like button, drop a comment on which lawsuit shocked you the most, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more unbelievable celebrity deep dives, legal drama, and pop culture twists you won't hear anywhere else. Thanks for watching. This is Rational Wonder, and we'll see you in the next one.